Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. We're looking back on round 2 of the VGTS, the Vision Gran Turismo series. Let me fill you in with a bit of info. Right, I've got to make sure the sound works though, sorry. Right, so what is the VGT series? VGT is a VRC one-make series using a different Vision Gran Turismo car every season. So this first season we're using the VW Golf Super Sport VGT, and the race day format is going to be 10 minutes of qualifying. Obviously they've done that. We're just catching up at race 1, the sprint race, which is 30 miles plus completed lap, grid set by qualifying. And then race 2 is the feature race, 75 miles plus completed lap, grid set by results from race 1. It's a 5-week championship, like I already said, and there will be a dropped round, I believe, from the championship. So the tyre compounds in qualifying. They are allowed to use the super softs or the softs. Tyres used in quali must be used in race 1. For the sprint race then, so obviously super softs or softs, whatever they use in qualifying, whichever used in the sprint race is not to be used in the feature race. No pit stops permitted in the sprint. Then in the feature race they have the choice of super softs, softs and mediums. The medium is a mandatory compound and must be used at some point in the race. So that keeps it very interesting for strategies, spreading those softs and super softs over the 2 races. And I believe that's everything. Oh, the tyres are at times 4 and the fuel is at times 2. So that's all that information. So the next thing I want to take you to is the table. They've only done 1 round, but 2 races. It all adds up. It all adds up. And you want to know what that adds up to, surely. So, I mean, you can always check our tables at our website, www.virtualracersclub.co.uk. You can also get into our Discord if you want to. But I will read you the table after round 1. At the top of the table, and Bunny, I must say, a quick amendment, Bunny did take a win in the sprint race. He came second in round 1, but the stewards later looked and saw that IR Graham had changed his tyres in qualifying. I don't think he even realised it was a rule not to. So yes, he got a 30-second penalty for that, I believe I read, and that promoted Bunny to a race win. So congratulations, Bunny. Take a boo. So in first place in the championship is a Bunny on 30 points. In second is Skyjacker on 27 points. Third place is Guesty on 26 points. Fourth place, Homesick Alien on 24 points. IR Graham in 5th place on 24 points. Racer Brown is 6th on 23 points. 7th for Diagore on 21 points. 8th for Alphana on 21 points. iBunting is 9th on 20 points. 10th for Catula on 17 points. Rivixter is 11th on 12 points. Mika G is 12th on 10 points. 13th for Redo on 8 points. Talleyrand didn't take part, and nor did Ajokas. So that's your table. Very, very interesting stuff already from round 1. And we are going to look at round 2. They've done their qualifying. I don't know what tyres they're on. I should have made a note of that, but we'll see during the sprint race, and then we'll know what they qualified on. So let me take you down the grid, and I'll tell you who's in where. Boom, 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 boom. Right, in pole, we have Racer Brown. In second spot, we have Talleyrand taking part in his first round. In third place, we have Diagore. In 4th, we have Skyjacker. In 5th, we have Bunny. In 6th, we have Guesty. In 7th, we have Homesick Alien. In 8th we have Rivixter. His car's just too bright. It's shining there for Rivixter. In 9th we have Rido, and in 10th we have iBunting. So that is the grid. iBunting's got a special back end. So that's the grid for the sprint race, and in the sprint race we will see what tyres they were on as they go through. So we're looking at them. Racer Brown on pole. I've hit the button and there's nothing left except to watch this race as they're waiting for the lights. 10 laps around the Nürburgring. I don't even think I told you it was the Nürburgring for round 2 of the Vgts at the Virtual Races Club. Oh, there's a movement in the background. Someone moved. It was Bunny, was it? Oh, it was, yes, I think Bunny. So Racer Brown heading away from Talleyrand. Dior, oh, Skyjacker slipped up into 3rd place ahead of Dior. And oh, Talleyrand now taking the lead from Dior. Wow, it's all shuffling around here. And Skyjacker's up into 2nd place. Talleyrand leading 2nd. Racer Brown now up into 2nd, trying to go up the inside of Skyjacker. Skyjacker dropping down to 3rd. Dior is still in 4th. Guesty up into 5th. iBunting, what a start from iBunting, up into 6th. Homescaling in 7th. Rivixter in 8th. Bunny in 8th. And Arido in 10th place, sorry. So Talleyrand leading them away from Skyjacker now. Racer Brown dropping into 3rd with Diogor in 4th. Guesty there looking fighty, but he's just ahead of Bunting. Bunting who's trying to make a move on the Alien. iBunting in 7th, going down the inside, but the Homesick Alien has got it. No, he hasn't got it covered, has he? iBunting's just done him. Well done, iBunting into Dunlop. And he comes out ahead of Homesick Alien. Rivixter not too far behind them. Bunny in 9th, just ahead of Arido. But Talleyrand is leading the way from Skyjacker. And Racer Brown in that final podium position. Car 86, Diogor in 4th place. Guesty just ahead of iBunting, but iBunting looks like he's lining him up. A lamb to the slaughter as they head up towards the chicane. Guesty taking the inside line, being defensive. And I don't think Bunting's got enough there, but Homesick Alien's having a look at iBunting. And Guesty lives to tell the tale, up in 5th place. And there is Talleyrand still leading the way from, oh, there's Racer Brown making a move. Racer Brown is making a move on Skyjacker. They're neck and neck coming up the straight. It's all about the brakes in the first corner. Racer Brown, they couldn't be any closer between the two of them. Here they come. And Racer Brown's got that inside line. And it looks like it's done him well. And Skyjacker now down to 3rd, but Skyjacker, can he just slice it up the inside here ahead of Racer Brown? They're side by side again. Diogor's loving this. In 3rd, he's looking to try and make it pay for him. He's had a little nudge on Skyjacker and he's up into 2nd, but no, 3 wide going through the corner. Oh my word. Skyjacker, no, Diogor. Diogor is up into 2nd place. Skyjacker in 3rd. Racer Brown in 4th. Guesty right on their tail now, bringing iBunting and Homesick Alien with them. What a battle there for 2nd place, and Skyjacker now is up into 2nd ahead of Diogor. And Racer Brown in 4th. Guesty still ahead of iBunting. iBunting though, they're neck and neck coming into the corner, but Guesty has got the corner. He's got the inside line. iBunting having to go the long way round, and it looks like Diogor has got back ahead of Skyjacker. And this is crazy racing down here. Fantastic stuff. Racer Brown there in 4th place ahead of Guesty. Talleyrand just driving sweetly away from this little pack. He says, fight it out between yourselves, boys. I'm on my way. So let's have a look at the tyres. Talleyrand's on the racing softs. So is Diogor. Ahead of Skyjacker on racing softs. Racer Brown on the racing softs. Guesty's gone for racing softs, and Homesick Alien's gone for super softs. iBunting's dropped behind Homesick Alien somewhere along the way. He's on racing softs with Bunny now up into 8th on the racing softs, ahead of Rivixter on the super softs, and Rido also on the super softs. This is cracking stuff here. So Diogor is in 2nd, and Racer Brown where is, oh my lords, Skyjacker dropping behind Guesty and Racer Brown in that last section. And now Homesick Alien is staring down the back of that Sharpie. And it looks like Racer Brown is making a move. Racer Brown making a move on Guesty, or is he just being defensive? And oh, Skyjacker missing his braking there, it looks like. and he's giving Racer Brown the place back, but luckily, Skyjacker's lost a couple of spots. Having to live for Racer Brown. Racer Brown staying in third. And Guesty there just ahead of Homesick Alien in fifth. I bunted down into sixth, and Skyjacker's trying to claw back a couple of places. He was up there fighting them, and Bunny closing in on that pack right now. He's getting purples. It's lap 3, I can say that. Oh, he's getting nervous. Diego, he's loving this. It's fantastico. Talleyrand then leading the way. He was the fastest man on lap 2 with Diego doing nearly a second, 1.2 seconds slower, but he was racing everyone. Racer Brown, 58.7 his last time around, but he's getting purples this time around. Guesty up into 4th, cracking stuff from Guesty there. Where was he sitting on the, he was 6th on the grid. He's made up 2 places there. Homesick Alien in 5th. He was down in 7th. He's made a couple of places up. I bunted. He's made up a load of places from 10th up into 6th place. Skyjacker dropping down. Bunny, we think, had a false start. Rivixter's dropped behind. Oh yeah, we saw Rivixter's drop behind Bunny. Oh, I bunt in. Guesty and Skyjacker all in a bit of a battle. Bunny just behind him. Skyjacker trying to defend from Guesty, but Guesty's coming through anyway. But no, he's not. Skyjacker says, my line. So Homesick Alien 4th with Racer Brown now attacking the Portuguese Diego. Racer Brown, we know he's no slouch. Coming up to the first corner. Racer Brown going to pull a move. 7 gears these have got. He's gone for the outside line. Can he keep it in there? Late on the brakes, really out wide. And there he goes, Diego just ahead of him. And Racer Brown has to follow him around another lap with Homesick Alien closing in on them two, battling away. Skyjacker ahead of this pack with Guesty down into 6th with Bunny now in 7th. Oh, Guesty's having a look. The 2 cars that look like they're tattooed side by side. Skyjacker takes that 5th ahead of Guesty. Bunny there trying to find a bit of something. Bunting's dropped down behind these guys. Saw Bunting looking very racy early on. Rivixter in 9th on those super softs. He's just done a 59.3. And Rido a 2:04. And Talleyrand there 56. 2 56s in a row. Absolutely sublime pace Talleyrand has at the moment. Ahead of Diego, who's having to fight off Racer Brown all up in his busyness. And Homesick Alien drawing ever closer. A 56.6 last time around for Homesick Alien. Racer Brown a 56.2 and Diego a 56.7. It's a close battle here, and then we've got this little battle. Bunny, Guesty, Bunting, and Skyjacker. Skyjacker there right on the outside. He's shuffled down to 8th place now, but I don't think it matters. He's up into 7th. It's just one big group moving together. And Bunting now, is that, oh no, 6th thingamajig. No, 5th, Bunting leading the pack from Bunny. Now Guesty in 7th, Skyjacker in 8th place. It's going worse and worse for Skyjacker. Rivixter looking like he's pulling closer to these guys. Bunny pulling out of the toe. Bunny pulling out of the toe, and so is Guesty. They're all 3 of them hunting the corner down. Bunny's in 1st. Guesty comes out first. So Bunny went in first, Guesty came out first. And there's Bunny in 6th with Skyjacker now in 7th ahead of Bunting. This battle continues on, and Racer Brown is ahead of Diego. I apologise, we will have a quick Scooby-Doo. It was down into the first corner, and that is how Racer Brown likes to do it. Oh, still not quite got the job done. He's had to come up the inside of the 2nd corner, and he's completed by the 3rd corner. That's what she said. So Racer Brown getting himself ahead of Diego and Homesick Alien. pushing on to try and catch these guys up. A 56.6 last time from the Alien. He's getting purples now. Diagora 56.7, but he's chasing that Racer Brown down. Guesty in 5th now, ahead of Bunny. Skyjacker in 7th for iBunting, but it's not over between these guys, and more battling for them. And then Rivixter will be getting closer. Look, he's 58.7s now. He's Rivixter. He's on the same pace as all of these guys. And Guesty's managed to pull away a little bit. Oh, and it looks like Skyjacker giving Bunny a little nudge. Was that? It looked like Skyjacker's closing speed a lot slower than Bunny's. And there, Skyjacker having a lift to let Bunny by, and he loses iBunting's position as well. Poor old Skyjacker. And now Rivixter getting ever closer to this pack. He's loving it. iBunting trying to fight Bunny. iBunting, Bunny and Skyjacker trying to come back at these guys also. It's an absolute free-for-all there. They're giving Guesty the opportunity to pull away a little bit though. Guesty loving this. Some clean air, some no hassle. iBunting, Skyjacker and Bunny all up in each other's tackle. Bunny trying to make a move on Skyjacker, coming into the final corner, up his insides. Can he make it stick? They're side by side, coming out the corner, going down the straight, and it looks to me like Skyjacker's got a toe off of iBunting. So Bunny drops in behind Skyjacker, trying to do a late lurch on the brakes, but he's had to get even heavier on the brakes. Skyjacker out wide, but he's still maintaining that 7th spot behind iBunting, but he's losing touch with him. Guesty pulling away from these guys. Homesick Alien, he's not getting any closer to a Diagor. He did a 56.9 his last time around, and Diagor did a 57.3. So Homesick Alien should be getting a little closer. Racer Brown pulling away. He's got the fastest lap so far with a 55.886, and Talleyrand still leads the way, maintaining that nice consistency of 56s. The Racing Softs, the tips are starting to look red on those tyres now as we're on the 6th lap of 10. Homesick Alien Super Softs looking a little bit more worn than the guys around him, but his time's not too bad, 3/10 down. So Guesty in a 5th place, a 55.9 last time around from Guesty. He's closing down on the Homesick. That was nearly 2 seconds faster than the Alien. Skyjacker, he's up into 6th now, ahead of Bunny and iBunting. Oh, looks like iBunting's really lost that pack. And Rivixter's all up upon iBunting now in these second half of this race. And Bunny, he's a little bit behind Skyjacker. Skyjacker cracking on and trying to catch up Guesty. Did a 59 his last time around, with Guesty doing that 55. He's got a mountain to climb, has Skyjacker. Talleyrand crossing the line to complete lap 6 and start lap 7. 56.7, those tyres slowly creeping away from him. Whilst Racer Brown doing a 56.1 as he crosses the line. Diagor doing a 56.9. The Alien did a 58.1. The Alien's tyres are really starting to hurt him now. Guesty a 57.5 though. They're all starting to lose a little pace. A 57.1 for Skyjacker. Saved his tyres the most out of all of them, it seems. And Bunny doing a 58.3 also. iBunting a 2.02. He definitely had a bit of an issue on his last lap, and Rivixter getting ever closer to him. Must be getting slightly worried. Rivixter looks after his tyres beautifully. Those Super Softs barely used. And Rido, he's really using his Super Softs. He could borrow some of Rivixter's. He's dropped off the pace a little bit in lap 5 and 6. It is tough when there's no one to follow. When you lose the pack a little bit, trying to keep that lap time and maintenance up is tricky. It's always good when you've got someone ahead of you, and you can, or even behind you, to push you along. But when driving around on your own, it's easy to get distracted. Snatch a break. It looks to me like Racer Brown is catching up Talleyrand at the moment. It's lap 7. Talleyrand, I don't know if he's made a mistake this lap. He's been keeping lovely consistent 56s. But Racer Brown certainly does look like he's catching up Talleyrand. There we have Diego in third place, doing an absolute cracking job for a podium. Homesick Alien, I think his tyres are gone. He's no threat to Diego at this point. He's probably more worried about Guesty, who's chasing him down. And Talleyrand there, he's coming around the final corner. Let's see what lap time he's doing. I don't know if he's just made a mistake on that lap or it's just overall speed. A 57.4 next to Racer Brown's 56.3. Yeah, so Racer Brown really on a push in these last few laps. Talleyrand's lead is fragile at the moment. It's not in the bag as of yet. And Diego, that third place, I think he's safe from behind with Homesick Alien, a 58.0 from the Alien last time around on those super soft tyres, and a 57.9 for Diego. So it's not too far distance their pace. And Guesty in fifth to 57.6, so he's going consistently at 4 or 5 tenths faster than the Alien. 4 tenths maybe. So Guesty slowly but surely catching up Homesick Alien as they head their way around. Skyjacker a 58.3 last time around from him, and it looks like he's maintaining that distance from Bunny, and Bunny now has got High Bunting coming at him. Oh, and Bunny looks like he's losing the car. His tyres are looking pretty used. And High Bunting, he's saved his a little bit. He saved his. He did a 57.2 his last time around, so he's got plenty of pace in that Volkswagen. Come at the end of the race, Talleyrand, how's he doing? Ooh, Talleyrand, he can see the flaming car of Racer Brown looming closer and closer in his mirrors, and he must be rather nervous of the sight that he can see behind. They're on lap 8 of 10 at the moment. They're just coming up to the chicane before the final corner. Racer Brown looming large in those mirrors. As he comes around to complete another lap, I think Racer Brown's too far back to do anything this lap. This is going to be a final lap business if there's anything to be had by Racer Brown in this race. He under braking, he can really close in on Talleyrand there. Talleyrand trying to maintain it ahead, but this is definitely a battle that's going to be had for the final place. Oh, Racer Brown making a small mistake there, going out wide, but he's coming in tight, pulling ever closer to Talleyrand there in the lead. And Diego doing an absolute stand-up job for third place. Homesick Alien a 59.4 last time around for him. And there is Guesty. Guesty is starting to nip at the heels of the Alien. Skyjacker still leading from Bunny, and Bunny is maintaining that distance ahead of High Bunting. High Bunting a 58.4 last time around. Bunny a 58.9. How is that lead doing? Oh, we missed it. Bugger, I thought I was going to get back in time. I thought we had a bit more time than that. Sorry guys, I think that's where we cut away from. So that's Talleyrand and Racer Brown coming down towards Dunlop. Oh, and Talleyrand made a small mistake. He got the wheels on the gravel, and that gave Racer Brown the opportunity and the momentum just to pull up alongside as they go into Dunlop and head towards the Schumacher S's, is it? Yes, Schumacher S. And Talleyrand down into second spot. And Racer Brown now leading this race. What a cracking race he's pulling off. His tyres are looking slightly healthier than Talleyrand's, but now Talleyrand will get a small tow if he can keep within a second of Racer Brown. Diego still there in third place, solid, and the Homesick Alien still fending off Guesty now. Guesty really on a push with Skyjacker. Skyjacker 58.5 last time around, 58.0 for Guesty. Homesick Alien at 59.4. I think Skyjacker's a little bit too far back to unsettle the Alien's fourth place, but Guesty definitely a huge threat coming in to the final lap, and Homesick Alien is going to have to do some defending if that car's got it in him. Look at those tyres, they're absolutely shot. No, he's got nothing. final corner, and Guesty is already pulling up alongside, and maybe on this final lap he is going to be in trouble from Skyjacker, because I can see Skyjacker in the distance there. And there goes Guesty trying to squeeze around the inside of the Alien. The Alien's out wide, no grip, but he's got the inside line again. He's coming back. Even with the lack of grip that Homesick Alien has got, he's driving that car on rails, fighting for everything he's got, and he's just moved up. But it's a futile race with the grip that Alien is offering. As soon as they get to a real corner, he's going to be out at sea, and really he's got to try and grab a toe off of Guesty and try and stay ahead of Skyjacker at this point in the race. So it's the final lap. Racer Brown leading from Talleyrand. Talleyrand in second spot ahead of Diego. Look at him, the Portuguese hero, jumping in to the new league. New driver, he's getting them podiums, cracking stuff. Guesty then, absolutely tenacious, stuck with it. He's got himself up into fourth, while Homesick Alien, he's got some Homesick tyres on his car, and Skyjacker pulling ever closer to the Alien. It's definitely a lot closer, but we're coming up near the end. Can the Alien just about hold on? iBunting has got himself ahead of Bunny, and Rivixter there in ninth spot as we watch the last corner, and Racer Brown coming around to take victory. Racer Brown, what did he get? 9th and 2nd last week, and Talleyrand in 2nd place. Diego grabbing 3rd. Take a boo, my son, congratulations. Guesty grabbing a great 4th there. Homesick Alien manages to keep that 5th in the end from Skyjacker. iBunting in 7th place ahead of Bunny, and I'll pause that there because Rivix is just coming around the final corner. So, where's my pen? There you go, there's your man, Racer Brown. He got the fastest lap as well as pole. So Racer Brown doing an absolutely cracking job here at the Nürburgring GP. 2nd spot goes to Talleyrand. He's up there on my list. So, missed the first round, I think, due to work commitments. But he was there. 2nd place, early leader. I think tyres went against him. Racer Brown in all that racing as well in the beginning, and still managing to look after his tyres. What a man. In 3rd place, Diego. Cracking stuff. He got 7th and 6th last week. So that is definitely great movements for the Portuguese rookie. And Guesty in 4th. Wow, Guesty, he's flaming at the moment. He finished 4th in the feature race last week, and he also got 5th. Homesick Alien, 5th place. Those tyres, those super softs, but that might put him at an advantage now for this next race, because he doesn't have to use the super softs in the feature race. So he's taken a bit of pain in the sprint. You don't know, it might pay back in the feature. Whereas all the other guys have got to use super softs and mediums, so their tyres will be going off a lot quicker than what the Aliens will be doing. So, you know, could be genius. We'll see. Skyjacker. Oh, hang on. Ooh. There you go. Skyjacker in 6th place. Man alive. He was up there when he was battling away. He got promoted to 2nd for the sprint race last week, and 5th in the feature. 6th here in the sprint race, but oh, he was up there, wasn't he? He was in that battle. Cracking stuff. 7th for iBunting. He's also been through the wars in this race, battling away. Oh, I can't get a good shot. Sorry, iBunting. This is going to be that long shot, and it's such a shame because the car is so good. Yeah, L. So iBunting in 7th spot. He got promoted to 6th in the sprint last week and 8th in the feature. 7th there. But he's there, and his pace is there. He's fast enough. He's fast enough. He's just not getting those results. They're going to come though. Mark my words, by the end of the season we're going to see iBunting getting a few podiums. I think he's got the speed. Bunny there in 8th place. I think he jump started. It looked like he moved before everyone else and had to come back from the back of the fields. Got himself up to 4th at one point, I think 5th maybe, but all that battling ended up down in 8th. And Rivixter finishing in 9th place, and he got a whiff, didn't he? He got a whiff. He found some pace in the end there. 58s and 59s. 58.6 is his fastest. I think the tyre's gone off by the last 2 laps, but he got a bit of a whiff of a fight. 1 or 2 of them dropped back. So yeah, Nudrukas and Rido, I don't know if they class him. I'll put a small 10 in just in case. Right, that was your sprint race. Let's just get that over and done with. Let Rivixter have his moment, crossing the line. Boom, there you go. Cracking stuff. His car's so bright the screen can't pick it up. And then we'll crack on to the feature. 75 miles. I don't know how many laps it is. We'll have to wait until we see. I tried loading it up before, so it shouldn't be like the half hour that it takes usually to load a replay. And they start in the same order than they completed in the first race. And I believe Cthulhu joined. I think he couldn't make the sprint, but managed to get in before the feature race. So we should be back up to 10 cars, I imagine. Yeah, there you go. Right then, so we're looking at Racer Brown. Looks very similar, doesn't it? Racer Brown, Talleyrand, Diego, Guesty, Homesick Alien. Waiting for the lights to go. And Racer Brown starting on the mediums, Talleyrand starting on the super soft, so Talleyrand's going to be flying at the beginning of this. Racer Brown slow off the line, I reckon. And Diego having a look, early doors, but Talleyrand pulls that early lead out ahead of Racer Brown. Racer Brown on the outside, Guesty's come through, a little bit late on the brakes, I think, gives Racer Brown a knock on the door, but it doesn't matter. Diego slipping on through, up in 2nd place. Diego also on those medium tyres. Racer Brown on the medium tyres. Guesty's gone for medium tyres. So has Skyjacker. Early days. Homesick Alien also on those medium tyres, as has iBunting and Bunny. Rivixter's gone for the softs, and Cthulhu has gone for mediums, early days as well. So the lead is Talleyrand on the super softs, pulling away from Diego, who got a bit of a jump on Racer Brown as they all crowded up in the first corner. Guesty there, he shot through, didn't he, eh? And he's got Skyjacker. Skyjacker's made some movements. He must have started, what, 7th? He's got himself ahead of Homesick Alien. Now he's having a look at Guesty. I love how these two cars keep finding each other, Guesty and Skyjacker, with all the patterns on the cars. They look cracking together when they race. It's brilliant stuff. So Diego, he's under pressure now. Diego, Racer Brown having a look around the outside. Can't get us there, says Diego. He says, no way, matey. Go for the inside line and wait for me to leave. Door open, Racer Brown touching on the gravel. It's not costing much time. There is Skyjacker just ahead of Guesty. Guesty trying to make a move up the inside. I think Skyjacker also touched a bit of gravel. Might have lost a bit of momentum, but he's got the inside line for the chicane. And he's made it through ahead of Guesty, with Homesick Alien just ahead of iBunting. Bunny there in 6th. Bunny's looking to have a go at iBunting into the final corner, it looks like. Oh, hang on. Guesty's down into 5th. Skyjacker now up into 4th place. And Racer Brown, he's going to make a move into this first corner. We can just feel it in our blood, in our bones, in my balls. So No, Diego manages to stay ahead of Racer Brown, and behind them Guesty is back ahead of Skyjacker. My word, they keep on going, them two. So Guesty just ahead of Skyjacker there, ahead of Homesick Alien, who's tagging on to the back of them. They're all on the medium tyres, remember, with Bunny there on the medium tyres ahead of Cthulhu. Cthulhu's come through. Cthulhu's got ahead of Rivixter, and iBunting looks like he's made a small mistake there and dropped from the pack a little bit. Binko in the chat saying, evening fellow night owls. Hi. This is how I stay awake of a Sunday night to get myself back on shift. Binko. So Talaran then leading from Diego. Looks like he's pulled a little bit of breathing space out from Racer Brown with Guesty and Skyjacker locked into a battle. Beautiful stuff. Guesty just ahead of Skyjacker, and Homesick Alien there sitting in 6th ahead of Bunny, who's just ahead of Cthulhu there. In Rivixter is on the tail of those on his racing soft tyres. Beautiful racing up and down the field. How's it going there with Guesty? Guesty just ahead of Skyjacker. There's Racer Brown on Diego. Diego and Racer Brown, first, second and third, fighting it out all this time. Talaran, happy days. He's doing the same thing he did in the sprint. Can it work for him? And there we got Skyjacker, Guesty and Homesick Alien all stuck in a battle. It looks like Homesick trying to get one on Skyjacker while Skyjacker's fighting. Oh, there's a little bump, but it's alright. Everyone's managed to stay exactly where they should be, but Bunny now is in the battle with Cthulhu just behind him, and Bunny is looking up the inside of the Alien. He's made it, he's got it. So Bunny moving up into 6th place, and Cthulhu's pulled right out of the stream. He's looking like he wants to get past the Alien as well, but there is no place to get. And Cthulhu has to stay in 8th while the Alien pulls right over to the apex to protect it. Cthulhu's up at the outside of him, and the Alien pulls out of the corner. He's lost a place, but he's still ahead of Cthulhu. Meanwhile, in the Guesty and Skyjacker show, they're still swapping places. Skyjacker now taking in turns into 4th. Diego still managing to stay in 2nd place ahead of Racer Brown. Racer Brown absolutely on it at the moment on the back of Diego's Golf. Talaran pulling away from these guys. He did a 56.2 on those super soft tyres. Diego managing a 57.1 on his mediums. That's faster than I thought. And a 57.1 goes to Racer Brown. Skyjacker now, it's his turn in 4th, and Guesty taking a rest back there in 5th place. But Bunny is going to shake up the order. He's coming through, bringing Homesick Alien. Well, he's got himself ahead of Homesick Alien. And Cthulhu there in 8th place ahead of Rivixter, who is just ahead of iBunting, who is coming back in this race. Talaran leading from Diego, who is only just ahead of Racer Brown. Skyjacker still maintaining that 4th from Guesty, but Guesty might have to start going defensive ahead of Bunny with Homesick Alien sitting right on his tail in 6th place, but he seems to be a man on the move at the moment on his medium tyres. He's come right up to the back of Guesty maintaining that inside line, but Bunny says, you can have it, I'll have it on the outside, and he's got Homesick Alien having a look up the inside, and it's just all so tight there between all of them. Homesick Alien 7th, Bunny in 6th, Guesty there in 5th. Skyjacker managing to get a clean getaway from this little pack now, and it looks like Bunny is looking to get the toe. Guesty trying to pull over. Bunny goes back to the racing line. Guesty there. Guesty's on the defensive line. Bunny looking around the outside. He hasn't got it. Guesty still maintains 5th place, and it looks like Bunny now under threat from Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien asserting himself into the positions as Guesty maintains 5th ahead of Bunny, who's now getting defensive against Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien around the outside, and Homesick Alien moves up into 6th ahead of Bunny. Great move there. And Cthulhu now up into 8th with Rivixter. No, he was 8th, sorry. Rivixter 9th, and Rivixter still ahead of iBunting, but iBunting on a push, and Rivixter losing the Golf a little bit there. Meanwhile, Talaran still leading at 56.147 from Racer Brown, who is now, Racer Brown's now ahead of Diego. Sorry. Oh, this could have happened a while ago. Oh, that's like 30 seconds, 40 seconds, 50 seconds. Oh, that was a long time ago. Sorry guys, we've popped back quite a while. to get this move. I don't usually like going that far back, but Racer Brown, he's just going up the inside in the final corner of Diego, and he's up into second place. Congratulations, spanking stuff. It's Diego trying to come back at him in the toe. Racer Brown maintaining that inside line. Diego slinging the Golf out wide to try and get a better line to get up alongside Racer Brown as they head up to turn 2. Racer Brown's got the inside line. Diego doing anything he can to distract him in his mirrors, and Racer Brown there has got the position, and Diego is down to third place. Has he got good pace? Can he stay there as Skyjacker on his way? Guesty still in a tussle with these guys, and it looks like Homescaling, we saw that, didn't we? Saw Homescaling just get up ahead of Bunny. So there we see Diego dogging a Racer Brown now. It's his turn, he says. You've been sat behind me, looming large, and now it's my turn to loom large to you, as they brake heavily into Dunlop. Head up towards a Schumacher S. Talleyrand meanwhile still leading, still doing everything correctly. Guesty there has got Homescaling following him, and Cthulhu. Oh, what's going on here? Rivixter's moved up into 7th spot. Bunny and Cthulhu further down. We'll have to give this a flick because it looks like something's happened here. Cthulhu in 8th. So oh, it looks like Cthulhu tried to make a move up the inside of Bunny. Oh, and Bunny ran out of room, and Cthulhu, the gentleman, has lifted and let Bunny through, but he's lost a position to Rivixter, and iBunting has Cthulhu at the back of the field. Rivixter moving up into 7th spot ahead of Bunny, who is now ahead of iBunting, who Cthulhu is at the back, but Bunny has gone off. Bunny went very wide in that corner, giving iBunting the opportunity to get up the inside, and he's up the inside. And Bunny now down into 9th place, and Cthulhu trying to fight him for it. Absolutely cracking stuff going on up and down the field. Cthulhu having another look. I didn't even look how many laps it is. 24 laps. We're 4 laps in of 24. I don't know when they'll be doing their pits, their tyres, the super softs. By the end of 10 laps were absolutely abysmal. I don't know if they're going to try and play the long game on this or quickly cut it down to sprint races. I know I've seen Talleyrand before. He does like to break a race down to short stints. But I also think that it's quite a painful pit lane here at Nürburgring. Racer Brown still only just ahead of Diego. Diego not letting him get away. Skyjacker there in 4th spot ahead of Guesty. Guesty now looks like he's under pressure from Homescaling. Homescaling a 57.6 last time around, with Guesty managing a 57.9. Guesty going faster than he's previously gone. Homescaling keeping close tabs of him. Rivixter then up into 7th place, just ahead of iBunting. Bunny there, Bunny's fighting with Cthulhu. These two battling it out for 9th and 10th. Cracking stuff. And meanwhile Talleyrand heading around on lap 5 of 24 here for the Virtual Racers Club VGTS round 2 at the Nürburgring. We've had a sprint race already, and we are 5 laps into the feature race now, and it's still anyone's game. Talleyrand starting on the super soft tyres. We're coming up to 10 minutes into the race, and Talleyrand starting on those super soft tyres. They're looking okay so far. It's got about half a tank of fuel. Racer Brown starting on the mediums. He was behind Diego for a fair few laps, finally managed to get past Diego, and now he's doing a 56.7 on the mediums. Talleyrand's managing a 57.1 on those old super softs. So now the mediums are pretty much on par or faster than the super soft tyres. A 57.3 from Diego last time around. They're both going out wide there. Skyjacker at 57.6. Guesty still maintaining that lead on Homesick Alien. A 57.6 for Guesty last time around also, and Homesick Alien also at 57.7. So it's very close, very tight times between all of these guys. There is iBunting at 57.7 also. Bunny, oh, Bunny just getting ahead of Rivixter, but Rivixter looking like he's falling foul to Cthulhu and Bunny. Cthulhu just off the inside and Rivixter sideways in his BP Golf. Couldn't decide between Volkswagen or Golf, and then just took a long pause instead while I decided. Sorry guys. It is really early in the morning where I am. So Cthulhu in 9th place, still chasing down Bunny. This battle looks absolutely delicious between these two. iBunting in 7th place. Oh no, Guesty's behind Homesick Alien. Something happened. There you go. Homesick Alien in 6th, just driving up in Dunlop, managing as he gets to the Schumacher S's, and there Homesick Alien grabs 5th. In his Pepsi Max, is it Pepsi Max? Yeah, Pepsi Max Golf, ahead of Cthulhu's Tattoos R Us Incorporated, the best tattooists in Yorkshire. So Homesick Alien in 5th, ahead of Guesty, who is ahead of iBunting. But what's going on at the front, I hear you ask? Let's have a look. There's Talleyrand, a 57.1. We saw him do last time around. What can he manage this time on those super softs as they fade away? A 56.5. He's back on pace again. Racer Brown, he's on a super push. He did a 57.7 that last time around, and Diego managing a 57.5. Is Skyjacker pulling closer? No, a 58.1. As he crosses the line, and Homesick Alien now up into 5th with a 58.4. Guesty a 59.3. Lost a bit of time on that lap there. Still no one looking ready for a pit stop as of yet. iBunting in 7th, still ahead of Bunny. Rivixter has come in. Rivixter has decided to get rid of those softs, and we assume he's going to go on to the medium tyres. These guys are all on those medium tyres right now. Bunny just ahead of Cthulhu, not far behind iBunting, and there Guesty is closing in, back in on the Alien maybe, could we say, or is he same? 58.4 from the Alien last time around. The Alien's not too far away from Skyjacker. Skyjacker had a poor lap. 58.1 last time around for Skyjacker. Alien did a 58.4, but it doesn't look overwhelmingly that far back, so we'll have a quick look at Racer Brown and Diego, and then we'll come back to these guys. So Racer Brown now, 57.7. He's pulling away from Diego. Diego getting into his own little pattern, his pace. He did a 57.5 last time around though, so Diego doing some fantastic lap times out there. Talleyrand, he's got himself a nice distance away. Early days in this race, and his tyres are looking quite red. He must be thinking about pit stop pretty soon. Skyjacker at 58.1, and the pack is breathing down his neck with Homesick Alien, Guesty, iBunting not that far behind those guys, with Bunny and Cthulhu caught in their fight. Now Rivixter's out there on some, he's on some soft tyres again. He's gone for some racing softs. I don't think he's fueled up too much. It's about similar fuel, if he's fueled up at all. Cthulhu has decided to get rid of those medium tyres. It's early in the race. They won't be able to go the full distance on some softs or super softs. I believe Cthulhu has free choice, as he didn't partake in the sprint race, so he did not use softs or super softs in the first race. Rivixter, he's just coming around the final corner, so he should get ahead of Cthulhu. Fernando, and there is Talleyrand, still going around. No sign of a pit stop from Talleyrand. Racer Brown, he looks like he's edged even further away from Diego. He did a 57.2 his last time around. He's slightly faster than Talleyrand at the moment at this point in the race. We're on lap 8 of 24, so not even halfway yet. Diego, a 57.9. It's not a million miles from Racer Brown's time. Well, yeah, about 6/10. So Diego dropping back somewhat from Racer Brown. Skyjacker, a 57.9. Skyjacker maintaining a great pace on those medium tyres. He has got a Homesick Alien who's done a 57.4 from Homesick Alien. So Homesick Alien on an absolute grand push, seeing some sand getting kicked up. But Skyjacker there, still facing the right way, doing an absolutely cracking job. Homesick Alien in 5th place, breathing down his neck. It looks like they've dropped Guesty a little bit. Guesty doing a 58.0 his last time around. And he must be careful because Bunting a 58.3 his last time around. So it's tight stuff there. Now Bunting a little bit slower. Now Talleyrand has pulled the trigger on that pit stop whilst Racer Brown continues around. Binko says Racer Brown got more fuel than Talleyrand, so he's going to be faster in the pits. Yes, good call. Good call, Binko. I didn't notice that. So Talleyrand, he's dropping down. Yeah, he's just between a quarter and a half a tank. Racer Brown, just under half a tank. You are correct there. Diego saving quite a bit of fuel as well. Skyjacker, he's under threat from Homesick Alien. There's been a nudge. They've both gone out wide. Guesty likes this. Guesty incorporated all over the business of nudges, but Skyjacker still there in 3rd place ahead of Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien trying to find anything past that Sharpie Golf, and Guesty, he's back in the game again. He says, I'm back. I was never away. So Bunting, he can pull closer to these guys. Bunny is there. He's got no one to race anymore since Cthulhu came in and pitted. Talleyrand has pitted. He's back out again, way ahead of Cthulhu. Cthulhu ahead of Rivixter. So where are we looking? Where are we looking? We're looking at the Homesick, Skyjacker and Guesty battle. And now Guesty looking around the outside of Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien on the actual bumper, rear bumper of Skyjacker as we head up towards Schumacher S. Homesick getting plenty of curb, trying to straight line that bad boy as much as possible. Skyjacker just maintaining that small lead ahead of the Alien. We saw the Alien closed right up to Skyjacker, but Skyjacker has got his head back together. Bunting, a 58.1 last time around for Bunting. Guesty doing a 58.1 also. Homesick Alien a 58.4. Skyjacker a 59.6. It was a tough lap last time around for Skyjacker. He survived it by staying in 3rd. Diego in 2nd place, 58.4 from Diego. Racer Brown 57.3. My lord, that man isn't human. So Racer Brown flying. Bunny's come in. He's come in to get rid of those medium tyres. He's got Cthulhu on the super softs flying at the moment. He might lose that position. Talleyrand there in 7th, waiting for the other guys to pit. Bunting, did he put much fuel in? He put just over half a tank of fuel in. It's a short stint on those super softs. There is Bunting in 6th, getting ever close to Guesty, whilst Guesty is trying to find a way past Homesick Alien, who's trying to find a way past Skyjacker. This is a cracking little battle we've got going on here for, well, 3rd, 4th and 5th, but you've got to remember Talleyrand is a pit stop ahead of these guys, so after their pit stop Talleyrand should get back ahead. But at the moment you can see Homesick Alien really tightening the screw on that pressure valve, trying to force Skyjacker into a mistake by staying very close into the corners. Makes you want to brake a little bit later. Don't want to brake too early because you don't want to get a bop up the bum. And it just makes it very uncomfortable to drive when someone is leaning on you from behind. But Homesick Alien still got the same amount of pressure from Guesty, and there Bunting, you can see pulling ever closer. A 58.9 last time around from Bunting. Guesty managing a 58.8. Very close lap times between those two. Homesick Alien a 59.2 with Skyjacker doing a 58.8. Racer Brown in the 57s on those old medium tyres. He's got a quarter of a tank of fuel left. Diego, similar fuel, similar tyre wear. But he's not quite doing 57s. Did a 58.4 his last time around as he crosses the line this time, a 58.3. Racer Brown still in the 57s, just about. Skyjacker just about holding on ahead of Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien in the tow. He's in the tow for this one. Coming down to the start straight. He's pulling out. They've got old tyres on. It's a brave move to try and outbrake into the first corner. Used medium tyres. Skyjacker out wide, but he's got the inside line now. And there you go. Skyjacker maintains that third place ahead of Homesick Alien, but Homesick Alien is dogging him for that third spot. Homesick Alien wants it. And there we can see Guesty, he's dropping back from these guys, and Bunting is pulling ever closer, and Talleyrand out there doing an absolutely impressive, unbelievable pace on those super softs at 55.657. This is confounding. The Racer Brown probably will come out the pits behind Talleyrand with that pace going on. Skyjacker meanwhile holding on to third place ahead of Homesick Alien, with Guesty there in fifth. Bunting pulling ever closer, and really Talleyrand's just going to swoop through all of these guys, I imagine. In the chat, Binko, I think Talleyrand's doing a two-stopper as he's put on super softs again. Yeah, I reckon he's got to put mediums on at some point in this race, but he's fighting for track position. We're just on lap 11. Next lap is the last lap. Bunting, I think he knows he can't put up a battle to Talleyrand's super soft tyres. So Bunting doing the right thing, trying to lose as little time as possible as Talleyrand is fighting through. He's a pit stop ahead of those guys anyway. Guesty next on the list of Talleyrand's to do. Homesick Alien, he's not biting at Skyjacker as much now. They're all just trying to get themselves paced as they get to halfway. And even so, when they get to halfway, can they I still don't think they could get some softs or super softs to last that long. So Racer Brown leading the way. He might be able to get some softs to last that long. But didn't he use softs in the first race? Always cuts to the in camera there. I don't know why, it annoys me. Diego, he's dropped some way off of a Racer Brown. He's done a 59.0 that last time around. His tyres don't look too much more burnt out. His fuel is just a little bit less. Skyjacker still in third place ahead of Homesick Alien. Guesty's pulled closer, and Talleyrand there. Talleyrand is on Guesty now. And like I said, like Bunting did, the best thing to do is just not really race him. He's not in your race today. All you're going to do is lose time, and as Guesty is trying to stay with the Alien and Skyjacker, there you go, there goes Talleyrand. It's not too bad from Guesty. He tried to defend a bit, but didn't lose too much time. Now he's going to jump in Talleyrand's toe. Let's get closer to these guys, and now Homesick Alien next on Talleyrand's list of people to overtake. Oh, Skyjacker getting in the way of everything. Homesick Alien, Talleyrand's having to go around the long way, but his tyres say yes. Whilst Homesick Alien is sick on his. He's pulling the toe. Maybe he's planning Homesick Alien to catch Skyjacker unawares and follow Talleyrand through. Skyjacker is positioned. They can defend if they wish to. Skyjacker's seeing a flashing red on his fuel tank as he comes up towards the pit. I've seen Racer Brown drop into the pits. Diego stayed out. There goes Talleyrand up the inside of Skyjacker. And Talleyrand now up into second place. All the rest of them dropping in. So Diego stayed out. Talleyrand pitted a couple of laps ago. Skyjacker stayed out, and the Alien stayed out. Guesty went in. Racer Brown already in from the lead. Bunting's gone in. Catula pitted a few laps ago. His super softs are looking quite old already, but he's moving up into fifth place. I think Racer Brown will be out on the track. There he goes. Racer Brown out in fifth behind Homesick Alien. Ahead of Catula though. So far, Catula, not a bad strategy. He's got himself up in sixth, but I think he's going to have to pit pretty soon. Rivixter there in seventh, and Bunny now in eighth. So Rivixter on a good strategy, but again low on fuel. Bunny's got half a tank of fuel, brand new super softs. He did a 55.1 on lap 11, which is the fastest lap of the race. So Bunny on a comeback in this second half. He's already ahead of Guesty, so Bunny has done a great job in getting himself ahead of Guesty in the pit stop battle. And Bunting there back in 10th. He's put the mediums on and he's put a full tank on. So he's going for a long run. Guesty also putting another set of mediums on. So they must be... Well, it doesn't say you have to use softs or super softs. The rules are the mandatory tyre is medium. So we might see some of these guys trying to do 2 runs on the medium tyres. Interesting stuff. Yes, the rules don't state that you have to use soft or super soft. It just says you can't use the same in the sprint as you do in the feature. But the only tyre it says you have to use is the medium. So maybe these guys have been clever with the rule book. See me, I would feel that I'd have to put a set of softs or super softs on, but they've got themselves halfway through the race as Guesty. Someone else is in the pits there. Skyjacker coming in. Homesick staying out. Homesick has done an absolutely marvellous job on fuel saving. Sitting behind Skyjacker, getting that tow. Talleyrand trying to take it to Diego. Diego, he's not that far ahead really. Talleyrand's going to look good, but Talleyrand will have to use a medium set of tyres. Homesick Alien carrying on. Racer Brown moving up into 4th. Catula moving up into 5th as all these people pit, but his fuel is low. It's flashing now, so he'll probably pit at the end of this lap. Bunny now up into 6th. Guesty, who we are assuming is going to do 2 medium runs. Skyjacker, he's put the super softs on. So Skyjacker, what's that? 10 laps? 10 laps? They did 10 laps. They did do 10 laps in the sprint race. They made, was it, someone made super softs last. Can't remember who had super softs in that first race. I think it was Talleyrand. So, super softs for 10 laps. Can Skyjacker make those bad boys last? Bunting, he went for another set of medium tyres. Rivixter, he's on the mediums. I think he's just pitted. He's had his second stop. We'll see Catula coming in soon as well. Can Rivixter get himself ahead of Catula? Catula's done a cracking job there in 5th. I think the best move so far strategically seems to be Bunny, but Guesty and Bunting doing 2 stints of mediums might be a genius. So Diego has gone in finally on a lap 14, beginning of lap 15, and Talleyrand retakes the lead on his super softs, but he has not done a medium run yet, and Talleyrand will have to pit before the end of this race with only 9 laps to go. Homesick Alien's still not stopping. He's going round again. He is the master of fuel consumption. He's got a huge carbon he's got a little carbon footprint, sorry. Racer Brown in 3rd spot. He's got himself ahead, back ahead of Diego. Can Bunny get himself ahead of Diego? This is crazy stuff. There goes Diego. He's got his tyres on. He's gone for super softs. He's got 3/4 of a tank of fuel, and there goes Bunny. Bunny manoeuvring himself up into 4th place. He's just under half a tank of fuel. Is that enough? Racer Brown's had to put 3/4 in, and Diego's had to put 3/4 in. So no, I'm going to put my my decision hat on and say I don't think Bunny can get through to the end of the race on that amount of fuel. So Diego though, right on his tail on super softs as well, where Bunny is on older super softs. So Diego, with a cracking pace, should be able to get past Bunny quite quickly. Guesty there in 6th, ahead of Skyjacker, importantly. Guesty in the pits, managed to jump Skyjacker, but Skyjacker on those super softs. Guesty just wants to hold him up as long as he can on the mediums. So 57.1 for Guesty on those mediums. He's doing a cracking lap time, but yeah, the more he slows Skyjacker down, the less his tyres will live, and then Guesty can catch him back up again if he does get past. But Skyjacker on a push, sitting behind a Guesty. Guesty kicking up a bit of dust. What a battle Guesty and Skyjacker have had in this race. Let's have a quick look then. Talleyrand's leading. He's just about to cross the line to start lap 16. Homesick Alien finally goes into the pits. Racer Brown will take back over second place in this race, with Bunny there in fourth, only just ahead of Diego. Diego really putting the pressure on to get a bit of Bunny, and Bunny we think is going to come into the pits. Well, he's got a quarter of a tank of fuel, so he can go a couple more laps on that. Homesick Alien in the pits. Can he get himself out ahead of Guesty? Guesty still ahead of Skyjacker. This is really coming to Guesty, this race. It's cracking stuff. And like we say, Skyjacker's tyres will go away from him after a short while. I-Bunting, and Homesick Alien is back out into 7th spot, just ahead of I-Bunting. Wow, it all shifts around. He's gone for the soft tyre, 3/4 of a tank of fuel, so that's what we're thinking it's going to take. And I-Bunting right on the back. Skyjacker looking to make a move on Guesty. Maybe Skyjacker not forcing it, trying to look after those super softs. Doesn't want to burn them out. He got a 56.5 last time around though, with Guesty's 57s. Keeping it consistent though. Talleyrand, how's he doing? His tyres are going. His fuel is low, and Racer Brown, it's going to be tight between the two of them. I'm going to put my neck on the line and say I think Racer Brown is going to overtake Talleyrand while he is in the pits. But we will see. Diego, he's got himself past Bunny now. Diego up into a podium position. Bunny down into 4th. Skyjacker's got himself ahead of Guesty. Oh, look. That's 2 overtake moves. So, God, it happened a while ago as well. Sorry, guys. It happened ages ago. It was down there in that corner. Bunny defending all he can, but Diego just getting up the inside of him on the newer tyres. But Bunny's still there, ahead, holding that 3rd place now. Homesick Alien's pitted, and Diego just trying through that chicane, and he just threads it through. Cracking move, it was worth looking back on. Well done, Diego, up to 3rd, Bunny down into 4th. Now we'll jump down to Guesty and see how this one was done. See how that worked out? Hey, it's by design, not by accident. So Guesty holding 5th place with Skyjacker. Oh, Guesty, he looks like he made a small mistake there, lost the back of the car a little bit, and that's helped Skyjacker pull right up to the back. Remember, Skyjacker on those super soft tyres, with Guesty on the medium tyres. So there goes Skyjacker up the inside, candy from a baby. And Skyjacker though, his tyres will be going off before Guesty's. It's not quite done yet, and there you go, Skyjacker done. In the chat, Binko saying, I bet Racer Brown going to pass Talleyrand when he pits, but it may be close to end as Racer Brown's tyres will be fairly worn. Yes, you are true. There's Talleyrand. He is into the pits then. He's got to put some mediums on. Racer Brown. Did he double medium as well then? He must have done. So Racer Brown also doing the double medium as well as Guesty. I didn't notice that. Very good. Diego, he went for the super softs, but he's looking after them. And he's pulling away from Bunny. They're all getting ahead of Talleyrand. Talleyrand's going to have to do some overtaking if he wants the lead back in this race. He's getting himself out behind Bunny. What sort of race has Bunny had? Look at that. He can't make that fuel last for another 7 laps, I do believe. But it'd be interesting. Talleyrand back out on track. He's on those medium tyres now, but they are fresher than the guys ahead. Diego Supersoft still looking quite fresh. He did a 55.928 last time around, where Racer Brown a 56.286. So, oh, what's that? 3/10? Yeah, 3/10 in it between a Racer Brown and Diego. Racer Brown's got himself a nice fair lead. Bunny grabbing himself a 3rd spot there, but I do believe he's going to have to come in the pits for a splash and dash before the end of the race. Talleyrand on the mediums, fueled up. are ready to rock it up till the end there. He's got 3 cars to try and get past. Bunny may pit beforehand. Skyjacker still ahead of Guesty. He's getting those good laps though, 56.4. He needs to get away from Guesty. Guesty keeping them 57s going on those medium tyres. And remember, Skyjacker's tyres will start going away before the end of this race. He's trying to make a set of super softs last for 10 laps, and that's a big ask. Whilst Guesty doing a double stint of mediums, cracking stuff. Homesick Alien back out the pits. He's on some softs. He's going 1.3 seconds faster than he's gone so far in this race. So Homesick Alien looking good to catch up. Guesty on the mediums, and maybe an Alien Skyjacker by the end. Bunny has come into the pits. We did say we suspected it, and he has come in. Talleyrand then crossing the line for 3rd spot, and Skyjacker maintaining 4th ahead of Guesty in 5th. Homesick Alien in 6th. iBunting down in 7th spot. Is he going to move ahead of Bunny? Bunny's dropping. He's got to just put some fuel in, and iBunting moving ahead, but Bunny's going to be on some nice tyres near the end of this race. There is Rivixter and Catula. I missed Catula, sorry. Bunny's back out of the pits just ahead of Catula. These two were battling hard early on in the race, and they've come and met each other again. Bunny in 8th. He's gone for super softs, half a tank of fuel. Catula, he's on a bit of an old set of racing softs with half a tank of fuel. So let's see how them two fare out. There goes Racer Brown, a 56.9 his last time around. Diagore doing a 55.7, so Diagore now starting to put the lap times in. But is the distance too great over the next 6 laps? We will see. And Talleyrand, he's on an absolute push as well. All we've seen is an outlap from him since he's put those medium tyres on. So we haven't seen a true idea of his pace on those mediums. Skyjacker 56.4, but there you can see his super softs starting to show red. So Guesty a 57.2 again. Guesty being absolutely super consistent in his Golf, and Homesick Alien a 55.8. So Alien on a push to try and catch up Guesty in the next 6 laps. I believe these 3 are all going to meet each other before the finish line. iBunting also not too far away. He's dropped behind these guys a little bit, and he has iBunting. He's ahead of Bunny, who is ahead of Catula, who is ahead of Rivixter. So we'll run through them for you. Racer Brown leading from Diagore in 2nd place. These two, it's a fair distance between each other, but Diagore on the super soft tyres, pushing hard, that last push to the racing finish line to try and catch up Racer Brown, who's on those medium tyres. He's doing a 57.1 that last time around. He's done a 56.9. He's done a couple of 56s on the medium tyres. He's unbelievable, isn't he? Whilst others are doing 56s on the softs and the medium super softs. But Diagore on a push to try and catch up a Racer Brown before the end of this race. He also knows he's got Talleyrand on them medium tyres, so if his super softs start going off and he loses a lot of lap pace, he knows Talleyrand will be catching him up. Skyjacker, he's pulling away from Guesty, but he has to, because when his tyres fall off of the cliff, as they will do a couple of laps from the end of the race, Guesty is going to be all up in that business. And Homesick Alien also putting in some plush lap times, chasing down Guesty. So Skyjacker in 4th, Guesty in 5th, Homesick Alien in 6th place. iBunting in 7th, fair way behind these guys, and a fair way ahead of Bunny and Catula, who are in 8th and 9th. And we've lost Rivixter, unfortunately. So Bunny in 8th, Catula in 9th, and Racer Brown leading the way. 57.4 last time around from him. Is that real? 57.4, unbelievable. There goes Diagore to cross the line at 56.8, so he's faster than Racer Brown, but will those tyres They'll do enough to get him to the back of Rivix to Racer Brown, but will it be enough to overtake him? Talleyrand on a push, a 57.1 on his medium tyres. Skyjacker looks to be catching up. Talleyrand at this point of the race. And he's done a 57.2 his last time around, with Talleyrand doing a 57.1, so it's a close pace between the two of them. And Guesty a 57.3, staying consistent on those mediums. Homesick Alien 56.7, he's closing in on Guesty, but how long can he maintain those tyres for? Skyjacker already been on those super softs for what, 6 laps now? 6th lap. So he's doing a cracking job keeping them alive. Bunny in 8th, ahead of Catula, but Catula's dropped back from Bunny at the moment. Catula doing a 57.9, but his tyres starting to show more wear than Bunny, who's doing 56.0s. He's trying to catch up Bunting on those mediums, isn't he? Bunting doing a 58.6 last time around. So Bunny, if he really pushes for the next 4 laps, he might be able to catch himself a bit of Bunting. A Racer Brown then, still leading the way in car 86. The yellow and red Golf. What did he do in the first round? He got 9th and 2nd, and he won the sprint, so he's going for the double. But Diego, I'm pretty sure, will have something to say about that as Racer Brown crosses the line on the lap 21 with a 57.443. Diego crosses with a 56.4. What's that? Nearly a second faster near the end of this race. He's closing in on Racer Brown, but can he keep them tyres alive? Talleyrand also 56.7 on those medium tyres, on an absolute push. 57.6 for Skyjacker as he got the best out of those super softs, and now he's dropping back to Guesty, but Guesty, he's got his hands full as it is with an Alien doing a 56.8 around last time, and now Guesty is under major threat from the Pepsi Max Golf. Skyjacker, he's happy to see that in his rear view mirror, I imagine. Guesty being busy. So Binko in the chat, just take my eyes away from the battle of Homesick Alien and Guesty. So Binko in the chat says, if I've worked this out right, Racer Brown, if 7 seconds ahead of Diego and 14 seconds ahead of Talleyrand. Oh, well done. Cracking stuff, I couldn't work that out. So Guesty under threat. Absolutely feeling the pressure from Homesick Alien. But Homesick Alien, he's only going to have a certain amount of life in those tyres. Meanwhile, Skyjacker, this is working well for Skyjacker. We thought his tyres were going to ruin and Guesty was going to rock up to the back of him, but I think now Guesty is going to lose time trying to defend from the Alien. Bunting, a 58.8 last time around from him, and Bunny's on a push of 56.1. Oh, Bunny kicking up the dirt. That man is possessed. He is on a massive push to try and catch Bunting. Catula losing touch with him. So Racer Brown then. Oh, you can see how close Diego is in the background. 57.8 from Racer Brown. 2 more laps to go. And there is Diego at 56.9. Oh my lord, it is nearly a second a lap. Diego closing in on Racer Brown, but the tyres are starting to show red. Racer Browns, they're looking okay. A quarter of a tank of fuel for the pair of them. Talleyrand at 57.4 as he crossed the line on the medium tyres. Is he closing in any? I don't think he is. Only 2/10 on Racer Brown and Talleyrand that time around. Skyjacker at 58.1. Guesty at 58.2 because he's under pressure from Homesick Alien, who did a 58.0. And now Homesick Alien trying to make a move on Guesty. Guesty defending for all his might. This race has changed for Guesty. We thought he was going to rock up to the back of Skyjacker. Skyjacker's tyres are really starting to show pain. But Guesty can't do anything about it because he's got to defend. He's got to defend, which is going to cost him time, and Homesick Alien wants to get past him because he knows Skyjacker is probably ailing on those tyres. High Bunting meantime at 58.6 and Bunny at 56.6. So Bunny really closing in, as is Diego on a Racer Brown. Though it looks further apart now. Maybe Diego making a mistake, I'm not sure. But that definitely looks a lot further than it did. Yeah, 2.2 seconds on this lap. I think Diego's made a mistake in a corner. Gap first to second is now 5 seconds, says Binko. But I think now Diego has made a mistake. And Racer Brown comes around to complete lap 22 and start lap 23. Diego's push is over. Talleyrand on those medium tyres then. Can he pull himself closer to Diego? We'll have to keep an eye on things. Skyjacker still ahead of the battle with Guesty. Oh, Homesick Alien dropping back from Guesty, so Guesty can have a bit of breathing space and get back on with the job with trying to catch Skyjacker up, whose tyres are absolutely shot. 58.5 from Skyjacker last time around, and Guesty doing a 59.2 whilst he was defending from Homesick Alien at 59.4. Bunting, he's 59.1 last time around from Bunting, and he's got a wing mirror full of Bunny, who's heading towards him rather swiftly. And Bunting is going to have to get defensive pretty soon. Diego then a 58.2 that last time around, whilst Racer Brown doing a 57.7. So Diego losing a little bit of time when he can't afford to. Second place is great, but you could see he was on a push. He wanted that win. But second place, he got third, didn't he? In that race, the sprint race. Diego got third, so he's moved up a spot. Looks like Talleyrand's battle is done at 57.5. But he's just too far behind with only 2 laps remaining. This lap and the next. Skyjacker, 58.5 last time around from him, but Guesty has got his hands full of an alien, and he cannot take that battle. Although Homesick Alien's tyres starting to look quite worn, and Skyjacker is looking, well, it's looking about the same in it between Skyjacker and Guesty. But the alien, even though those tyres are done, he's not giving Guesty a second's break. Bunny is ahead of Bunting, I apologise. Bunny moving ahead of Bunting on those super soft tyres, and the Homesick Alien is just way too far up the road for Bunny to reach at this point. Although Homesick Alien's tyres are pretty mullered, could easily snatch a break and have a spin. Guesty, his mediums are fairly used, so Skyjacker on the last lap, he did a 59.2 his last time around. Guesty 58.4. Oh, could you imagine if he didn't get hounded by the alien? Oh, and the alien's coming back for another pass at Guesty, but Guesty stands firm. He wants that 5th place. As Racer Brown coming around, the fuel is flashing on his final lap. He's got quite a way to go. Diego also. Those super softs pretty mullered. And Talleyrand is getting closer to Diego, but I don't think there's much he can do in this final lap. As you can see, Racer Brown coming around the hairpin down at the bottom of the hill. Skyjacker maintaining that 4th place on a very old set of super softs, whilst Guesty is just protecting everything he's got, trying to get to the end of this lap with the alien all up there asking questions, but Guesty's had the answers so far. But right at the end, Homesick Alien looking to make a final lap move on Guesty. Racer Brown's coming up to the final chicane. Bunny then ahead of Bunting. Bunting quite a way ahead of Catula. So here we go. Racer Brown coming through the chicane. Diego did get quite close in the end, but Racer Brown takes that final corner and heads up the start straight to victory lane for a double win. Congratulations, Racer Brown. Fantastic stuff. Here comes Diego moving on up into second. Fantastic. Talleyrand bringing the Golf around for a fantastic podium. Take a boo, my son. Skyjacker maintains that 4th place in the end. I thought it would be under threat from Guesty, but no. Skyjacker doing an absolutely cracking job, and Guesty only just keeping hold of that 5th ahead of 6th place Homesick Alien, with Bunny bringing it home in 7th spot, and I bunt in there in 8th. And I'll pause it before Cthulhu comes around, and then we can go through the field. Awesome. So, Racer Brown, look at you with your double win. Eh? Sweet stuff. So, Racer Brown, 2 wins in round 2. Beautiful stuff. Diegor having a cracker as well. A 3rd place, followed up by 2nd spot. Diegor finding his feet in the Virtual Racers Club. And he looks like he's going to be winning pretty soon. In 3rd spot, the boss, Talleyrand, following on from his 2nd place in the sprint. In 4th, oh, let's have a look. That's about all we're going to get, I think. That's crap. That's even worse. Okay. So, 4th place for Skyjacker. Cracking race there for Skyjacker. He overtook Guesty, was it, in the pits? So, brilliant stuff from Skyjacker. 5th spot, Guesty. Oh, I reckon without Homesick Alien's interference, you might have been able to get quite close to Skyjacker in that race. But in the end, you had to defend from a very fast Alien coming through at the end of the race in his Pepsi Max Golf. So, Homesick Alien following his 5th place in the sprint with a 6th. 7th goes to Bunny, who had an up and down race. He got 8th place in the sprint. Bunting finishing in 8th. Oh God, what shot is that, eh? No. Just going to get the long shot, I'm afraid, of Bunting in 8th place. And he got 7th in race 1. And 9th, Cthulhu Fernando. So, Cthulhu, 9th after missing the first race. And we lost a Riveter. Rivixter in that, and we lost Redo in the first round, didn't we? So there you go. That was round 2 of the VGTS, and RS Binko in the YouTube chat says, well raced everyone, good stuff, you're all stars, you all get a badge, not from me though. I don't know who's going to give it you, but you deserve one. That's my honest opinion. Some sort of gank in my Red Bull can. It's been in my work bag all day. I think it's a bit chocolate or something melted in the top ring. Anyway, you don't care about my Red Bull can. Thank you for tuning in. Catch us again sometime soon. I think the Sunday Cup is the next thing up to be broadcast, followed by the last round of the GTMC in the week. Keep an eye out for that. It's a corker, Lobby 2. They still haven't decided who the champion is. They can't decide between any of them. So that's going to be a corker. Then again, the VGTS round 3 comes around. And then Friday, I think we've got Raptor Raids. We've got them, is it the Ford Raptors? Racing, live broadcast in the evening. Saturday we've got the final of the World Series over from Japan with the Japanese manufacturers, and then Sunday we're back to the Sunday Cup with the, I can say because I've put it on Discord now, the Shelby 350, the GT 350 65 at Blue Moon Speedway. That's going to Blue Moon Bay Speedway, sorry. That's going to be a corker. Right then, thank you for watching. Don't forget, if you ever want to be involved in the racing, you're more than welcome. You can get there by going to our website, www.virtualracersclub.co.uk, And when you're on that website, there is a big button that says join our community, and that should take you through to our Discord. Don't be scared of Discord. I was, but it's a very friendly place. It's very user friendly, and it's great for leagues. It really is. It's good because everything has its own little channel. So if you're not racing in Summit, you don't get bothered about what they talk about. It's great. So yeah, come get yourself signed up, get your name on the roster. There's loads going on. There's loads of sign-ups at the moment. It's crazy. We've got room in the Sunday night league, the HPEC, the hybrid prototype endurance championship. We've got the Clio Cup just gone up for our Saturday night league. That's up for sign up there in the Clio Cup. I think there's still room in that. Let me have a look. Like I said, Raptor Raid this coming Friday. I don't know if there's room in it. There may be. I think there's still room in that World Series if anyone wants to jump in. HPEC are looking for just 2 or 3 more people. I know the Porsche Sprint Trophy is coming up in the distance, so is the WRX Challenge. The Clio Cup's gone up, and we've had the Fuji 2.5 hours, so that's still on there, the endurance race. So yeah, things are coming, things are bubbling, so get yourself into our Discord. That is everything I've got to say, and I better get off and let you lot get on with your whatever you're doing next. Thank you for listening. I was your commentator and broadcaster, Stacey Wrecked. There you go. Thank you very much. I'm such a child, I know. I'm sorry. See you later. Bye. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. It's